Hey ladies, it's Sandra coming with you with another update. The last video I uploaded, I was telling you guys about the severe pain that I was having in my uterus. Well, I did finally get to the bottom of that pain, and it's kind of embarrassing to tell you. And you feel free to laugh, because I think if I was telling myself this story, I would laugh too. But it turns out the tablets that I supposed to insert in my vagina 3 times a day, that morning, instead of me inserting the tablet in my vagina, I mistakenly inserted the tablet in my urethra. And that caused me a urinary tract pain. And Lord, was that the worstest pain ever. So I didn't stop taking the progesterone because it wasn't the tablet's fault. This was a human error. I continued to try to continue on with the progesterone, and the next day, Friday, I was still in so much pain that it was very hard for me to continue inserting that in my vaginal. So what I decided to do was just stop it after Friday. And I had told you guys before that I did some research that showed that when women stop taking the progesterone tablets, a couple of days later, afterflow usually come if they end up not being pregnant. Well, that's what happened to me. On yesterday, afterflow came, which would have been 2 days after I stopped taking the progesterone. And I'm not upset about it, because I knew that this cycle was a very slim chance of me conceiving, especially because I ovulated on the right side, knowing that it was my right tube that was partially blocked. And it was confirmed when I got my official ultrasound report that shows that there was no way I could have ovulated on my left side, because the follicles was way too small, but that it was a big possibility I ovulated 2 eggs on the right side, which is 2 eggs wasted. Sometime I wish I can go back and change the hands of time, and went with my first thought to cancel that cycle, and just kept going until I had a left mature follicle. And I know that the old wives' tale say that women usually alternate ovaries. When they ovulate, 1 month it can be the right side, the next month it can be the left side. But that has not been proven to be true. Some women ovulate on the same side every month. There's some women that may ovulate on one side a couple of months before it alternates to the second side. So, but I really wish I would have followed my first thought, which was to cancel this cycle. And in a minute, I'm gonna tell you why I really wish I canceled that this cycle. But tomorrow was supposed to be scheduled for my beta, and of course, no matter the fact that I started afterflow, they still have to do the beta test and rule out pregnancy. I told y'all I wasn't gonna be able to get through the 2 weeks wait without testing. So last Wednesday I started testing out the trigger, and on Wednesday it was very faint line, very faint positive. And then on Thursday it was really faint, so faint you can barely see it. And on Friday I can say that it was completely out the system. I didn't test no more until yesterday, and it was still negative, and I didn't test today. So I don't mind going to the beta to make sure I'm not pregnant, but I don't believe I'm pregnant, even though I still have that little bitty tiny faith. But you know what they say, all it takes is the faith the size of a mustard seed. At least that's what the Bible say. But anywho, I thought that I was going to be getting prepared for the next cycle, IUI. And it turns out the doctor sent a request to my insurance company for approval, and they denied it. And I was shocked, like, why would they deny it? So I had to call them myself to find out why did they deny it. Well, it turns out that they don't approve IUI for women over the age of 45. The only reason why, they don't approve IUI for women age 45 and up. The only reason why they approved my IUI is I was approved as an exception. That's the way the lady explained it to me. I actually called the insurance company and spoke to their nurses department. And they said that I was approved as an exception. And I asked them, well, what does that mean? They said, well, because of my age and my ovarian reserve and all the test results, they thought that there was a possibility that I can conceive with an IUI. And so that's the only reason why they went on here and approved it. But I was not made aware by them or my physician that this was an exceptional approval. If I would have known this was an exceptional approval, I really wouldn't have went through with this cycle IUI, knowing that my mature follicle was on the right side. So now I can't even do the IUI no more. The only way I can do the IUI, the doctor have to write up this whole narrative about how he think that it's gonna work and this, that, and the other in order to get them to prove it. And he ain't gonna do that because he never thought it was gonna work from the get-go. So I've decided to cancel my beta for tomorrow, and I have to make an appointment to do a consult with the doctor to figure out the next step, which I already know he's gonna try to talk me into doing the donor in vitro. That's not gonna happen. So since I done messed myself up trying this IUI, I'll go through with in vitro only if he agrees to try my own eggs. So that's my next step now, is to go and talk to the doctor. And the day I go talk to him, I go ahead and get the beta over with, because they said they can't move forward with me with nothing without having that beta result. So I go ahead and have that beta done, even though I know that it's going to be negative, because I don't even have any signs of pregnancy. So I knew that this cycle was a bust. But I'm not upset. I'm a little bit disappointed at the fact that I didn't know I was approved as a condition, basically. You know, if I'd have known that, I would have really made sure that I didn't go through with it unless I knew it was going to work. So at this point, I have no good news to tell you guys, but I'm feeling better. That's about it. And I'm going to keep you guys updated on the next process after I speak with the doctor, okay? And thanks for praying for me. Keep the prayers coming. Bye.